Okay, so we're starting a new chapter or a new section in our chapter. We're dealing with parallel lines and transversals. Now this can go easy or it can go hard. Um, we do need to pay attention to this up here. So this box up here, if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, remember that line, the one that cuts two lines um, and creates those 8 angles. I introduced you to corresponding angles, to alternate interior angles, to alternate exterior angles, consecutive interior angles. Okay, if we have parallel lines, they have to be parallel lines, and they're cut by transversals, then your corresponding angles are congruent. Your alternate interior and exterior are also congruent. The consecutive interior angles, those are the ones that are inside, right next to each other. Those are supplementary, which means they equal 180 degrees. And then we go into this little piece right here, section. You have to remember vertical angles are always congruent. You have to also remember that a linear pair is always supplementary. So we look at example 1. Here you're given. Remember, these are your symbols to tell you these are parallel. Then you have your transversal line. So now they give you angle 1 is 65 degrees. 65 degrees. You have to approach these and get rid of all I use process of elimination, you get rid of all the easy answers. So we already know vertical angles. So we know that 1 and 3, they're vertical to each other. So this has to be 65 degrees. We know that if they're right next to each other, they create 180 degrees. So angle 2 has to be 180 minus 65. So you're looking at angle 2 is 115 degrees. Angle 2 and angle 4, those are two vertical angles. So angle 4 is also 115 degrees. Now if you look at the definitions you have on top, corresponding, alternate interior, alternate exterior angles, those are all congruent. Well, angle 1, angle 5, these are corresponding. That means angle 5 is also 65 degrees. That means angle 7 is 65 degrees. And if you go, angle 6 is 115, angle is 115. Just by following corresponding angles, vertical angles. So I went ahead and erased a lot of the work that we just did. But just by using, like I said, vertical angles, we were able to see that angle 1 and angle 3 are congruent, angle 2 and angle 4 are congruent, once we found out 180 minus 65. And then and you're going to notice this with parallel lines, if you have a transversal, the angles that are cut by that transversal are going to repeat on the other parallel line. Exact same way. So this could be one of the easiest lessons to work with, or it can be one of the hardest if you get confused. So once I've labeled these, then answering these questions on the right shouldn't be too hard. Angle 2 is 115, angle 3 is 65, and such. I just filled all of these in. Now the reasonings, well, why did I consider angle 2 115? Well, because it's a linear pair to angle 1. linear pair equals 180 degrees, and so I had to subtract 65. Angle 3 was vertical to angle 1. Angle 4 was vertical angle 2. How did I find out angle 5? Well, I found out that angle 1 here and angle 5, they're corresponding angles. How did I find angle 6? Well, I know that angle 3 is 65. I know that these two are consecutive. And if I look at this definition up here, consecutive interior are supplementary. So that means 65 take away from 180, and you get 115. How do I get angle 7? Alternate exterior angles. You could also say supplementary or linear pair to angle 6. For angle 8, vertical to angle 6. All right, let's look at example 2. We know they're parallel. So right off the bat, because they are parallel, I know that this set of angles is going to be the exact same as these. They are going to be congruent to each other. They give us automatically angle 6, which is 142 degrees. Angle 6 and angle 1 are vertical, so this one's 142. From here all the way to here is 180, so if I want to find out angle 5, I have to take away 42. So that means that angle 5 has to be 38 degrees. Angle 5 and angle 2 are vertical, so that one's 38 degrees. This is corresponding to angle 7, so corresponding angles are congruent. Those are 38. Because 7 and 4 are vertical, that's 38 also. You could safely say that angle 6 and angle 8 are corresponding. So this is 142, angle 8 and angle 3 are vertical, so this is 142. Fill in your answers. Okay, so let's go to example 3. These are blank, but it shouldn't be too hard. Like I said, you're given these symbols. So we know that these 3 lines are all parallel. They're all being cut by this transversal right here. Angle 5 is 82 degrees. We know that these two are 82 degrees. Because we have 3 pairs or 3 parallel lines, we know that each set of these is going to be congruent to each other because of corresponding angles, because of alternate interior angles or alternate exterior angle, or the addition or the supplementary of the consecutive angles. We know that they are all going to be equal to each other. All they had to do was give us one angle, and they did. They gave us angle 5. I already know that from here all the way to here is 180, so if this angle right here is 82 degrees, well, this one has to be 98, if I'm correct. And if he's 98, okay, I'll do it in a different color. This is 98. That means angle 2 is 98. This angle and this one are corresponding. So this guy has to be 98. That means angle 3 has to be 98. If this angle right here is 82 and this one right here is 82, well, those are corresponding. So guess what? This one's 82. That means angle 7 has to be 82. I'm going to tell you that this is 82 and this is 82. This has to be 98. This has to be 98. And we have all our angles. Now we just fill in. Angle 1, 98. Angle 2, 98. Angle 3, 98. Angle 4, 82. Angle 6, 82. Angle 7, 82. Angle 8, 82. Angle 9, 82. Angle 10, 98. Angle 11, 98. And then angle 12, 98. So we move on to example number 4. We have our parallel lines, which means this one we have two pair of transversals. Okay, so let's see how we can figure this guy out. Let's see what they give us. They give us angle 12 is 121 degrees. 121. Angle 6 is 75. That's this angle right here and this angle right here. Okay, so they gave us those two angles. If I'm using only this transversal, then if angle 12 is 121 degrees, this angle right here is the same as this angle right here. So that means that this entire angle has to equal 121 degrees. Angle 6 is 75. So if I wanted to figure out angle 5, I simply subtract those. So I do 121 minus 75, and I get 46. So I found out that angle 5, maybe I shouldn't erase it completely, or fill it in, that angle 5 right here is 46 degrees. Wait a minute, angle 5 and angle 2 are vertical. Oh, so angle 2 is 46. Guess what? Angle 6 and angle 1 are vertical. So angle 1 is 75. I know that from here all the way to there is 180 degrees. If I want to figure out angle 4, then it's 180 degrees minus, I'm not going to add 46 and 75. I already know those two together are 121. So I just subtract 59 degrees. So I know angle 4 is 59 degrees, which means angle 3 is 59 degrees. Angle 7 and angle 12, those are vertical, so that's 121. We know that angle 4 and angle 11 are corresponding, so he's 59. And we found all those out. That means angle 8 is also 59. So how do we figure out 9, 10, and 13? Well, let me erase some of these. Okay. All right. If we're going to erase those and we're going to focus on this transversal right here, then that means that this angle right here has to be the same. Has to be the same as this angle right here. Whoop, that's 46 and 59. So let's see what that is. 105. So angle 10 is 105. Oh, guess what? Angle 10 and angle 13 are vertical, so that's 105. From here all the way to here is 180 degrees, so this has to be 75. Oh, that means angle 9 has to be 75. Voila. I have all my answers. It's just going to be process of elimination, use what they give you, use the definitions at the top of the notes so that you can start figuring out. A lot of it is going to be 180 degrees, or do they add up to 180 degrees, or are they vertical to each other? Are they congruent because they're corresponding, or they're alternate interior, or they're alternate exterior? Angle 1 is 75, 46, 59, 59, 46. 7 is 121, angle 8 is 59, angle 9 is 75, angle 10 is 105, angle 11 is 59, angle 13 is 105, angle 14 is 75. All right, let's jump into the algebra. Okay, so we're going to use, again, that chart at the beginning of the notes. If these, we're now interjecting algebra, so if you have angles that are congruent to each other, like number 1, this angle and this one, these are corresponding. That means they are congruent. They're equal. So how do I solve for x? And in this case, they're just telling you find the missing variable. So 5x minus 2 equals 58. 5x is equal to 60. X is 15. X is not 15. 12. I'll do one more. Let's look at number 3. Here you have this angle right here, 7x minus 1. This angle right here is 125 degrees. Well, those two angles are alternating interior angles. They are congruent. So you can say 7x minus 1 is the same as 125 degrees. 7x is equal to 124. Hold that thought. I caught myself. It's not 124. I'm adding a 1. So it's 126. That means x is equal to 126 divided by 7. You're looking at 18. Hopefully this is enough. And then Monday, when I go over this, you can ask me more questions.